On the morning of January 15, 1947, a mother and her young child were taking a routine walk through Leimert Park in Los Angeles. As they passed a vacant lot, the mother noticed something pale lying perfectly still in the weeds. From a distance, it looked exactly like a discarded white store mannequin, but stepping closer revealed a grim reality. It was the mutilated body of 22-year-old aspiring actress Elizabeth Short, who the press would soon nickname the Black Dahlia. The physical state of the crime scene presented an absolute paradox. The victim had been subjected to severe violence, including 3-inch cuts extending upward from the corners of her mouth, a wound known as a Glasgow smile. Yet the overall environment was entirely undisturbed. Her body had been cleanly severed in half at the waist, entirely drained of blood, and systematically washed clean. Investigators searched the grass and soil of the vacant lot, but they failed to find a single drop of blood. She had clearly been killed and prepared somewhere else. The extreme lack of bruising and the careful preparation pointed away from a frenzied attack. The physical evidence indicated a highly disciplined perpetrator possessing advanced medical training. This diagram illustrates a hemicorporectomy. You can see the separation exactly between the second and third lumbar vertebrae. Notice how the blade passes through without shattering bone. The killer slipped cleanly through the intervertebral space, requiring highly specialized anatomical knowledge. That single cut functioned as a massive investigative signal. It instantly eliminated the general population entirely, narrowing the LAPD's suspect pool strictly down to trained surgeons and physicians. This medical profile intersected with a second piece of physical evidence. Investigators recovered Elizabeth's address book, but several pages had been intentionally torn out, strongly implying the killer was someone she already knew. Those two lines of evidence converged precisely on one man, a brilliant but deeply troubled physician named Dr. George Hodel. Decades later, Hodel's own son, a former LAPD detective, uncovered police files showing that investigators considered his father highly capable of performing the bisection. The LAPD even went as far as planting listening devices in Hodel's home, where they actually recorded him confessing to a murder. The immaculate forensics of the crime scene created a clear, undeniable line leading right to Hodel's front door. However, that clinical line of inquiry would soon face total derailment. 9 days after the discovery in Leimert Park, a deliberate psychological distraction hit the investigation. On January 24th, the U.S. Postal Service intercepted a package addressed to the Los Angeles Examiner. Inside were letters constructed from cutout newspaper clippings, alongside Elizabeth's birth certificate, photographs, and business cards. The author signed the notes as the Black Dahlia Avenger. By initiating a very public cat-and-mouse game with the authorities, the sender displayed a classic narcissistic psychopathic profile, prioritizing media validation and fame. Local publishers eagerly took the bait. Newspapers abandoned sparse clinical facts and instead printed aggressive, sensationalized accounts of Elizabeth's personal life, fabricating rumors to sell out their daily print runs. This public frenzy forced a catastrophic shift in police strategy. Instead of closing in on local physicians, the LAPD had to spend thousands of man-hours chasing over 150 false leads, including artists and Hollywood elites. The investigation entirely locked up. The sheer volume of public spectacle and false confessions effectively drowned out the cold, quiet truth of the autopsy report. The daily papers actively generated an impenetrable wall of chaos, providing the perfect cover for the real perpetrator to slip away unbothered. Despite possessing an exact surgical profile and physical recordings of Dr. Hodel implicating himself, the justice system stalled. No official charges were ever filed against him or anyone else. This animation represents exactly how the investigation failed. You have a clean, straight line of forensic science, the signal, that overtaken and swallowed by jagged, erratic waveforms of public distraction, the noise. Today, the Black Dahlia stands as a historical precedent. It shows exactly what happens when journalistic integrity gives way to sensationalism during an active manhunt. The killer possessed immense surgical skill, but his true advantage was psychological. He understood you don't need to completely hide your tracks, as long as you provide enough spectacle to make authorities look the wrong way.